Welcome back to The Explainer. Look, if you want to cut through all the noise and understand exactly how the foundation of the internet is literally shifting beneath our feet, you are in the exact right place. Today, we're unpacking Google's December 2025 news pilot. And let me tell you, this is not just some tiny UI tweak. This is a massive, fundamental change in how content is consumed. More importantly, it completely redefines the playbook for developers building on top of news data.
So on December 10th, Google dropped this announcement with a very specific, carefully worded mission statement. They want to, quote, explore how AI can drive more engaged audiences, end quote. That single sentence perfectly captures the core tension in the tech and media space right now. We're watching a real-time tug of war, right? It's AI-generated convenience for the user pulling against the raw traffic needs of the content creators.
And that tension leads us to a pretty stark commercial reality. Because AI overviews inherently reduce the need for a user to actually click through to an article, well, referral traffic goes down. It's just math. To counter this, Google is doing something huge. They're compensating participating publishers with direct cash payments for that potential traffic loss. Make no mistake, this is a sea change. We're moving away from an ecosystem built entirely on organic clicks to one based on direct financial compensation for AI training and synthesis.
Okay, here's our roadmap for today's explainer. First, the Google News pilot itself. Second, an accelerating AI pattern. Third, applied AI at scale. Fourth, the impact on developers. And fifth, the new developer playbook.
All right, let's dive right into part one, the Google News pilot, or the December 2025 experiment. The first thing that really jumps out here, the sheer caliber of the participants. We're looking at a truly global test featuring massive, heavyweight media players. We've got Der Spiegel in Germany, El País in Spain, Folia, The Guardian, The Washington Post, and The Times of India. This is definitely not some small beta test with a couple of niche tech blogs. Getting these giants on board signals exactly how seriously the entire publishing industry is taking this experiment.
But you've got to pay attention to the containment zone here. For all you developers and analysts out there watching traffic flows, it's absolutely crucial to know that these AI-generated article overviews currently appear only on the Google News pages of the publishers who opted in. They aren't just blasting this universally across all of Google Search or the broader aggregator yet. It's a highly controlled, quarantined environment designed to measure actual behavioral shifts. Moving on to part two, an accelerating AI pattern, from links to synthesis.
We really can't look at this pilot in a vacuum because the pace right now is just wild. Let's run through the timeline. In February 2023, Microsoft fired the starting gun by dropping AI summaries into Copilot search. Fast forward to May 2025, Google launches AI mode, bringing that conversational interface straight into search. By July, they push AI summaries into the Discover feed. And now, December 2025, the Google News pilot, complete with actual publisher payouts. The transition from clicking 10 blue links to just passively consuming AI-mediated content, it's happening faster than anyone predicted.
Which brings us to part three, applied AI at scale. Let's decode the tech stack a bit. So how is this actually functioning under the hood? Think about the classic textbook definition of artificial intelligence for a second. It's the capability of computational systems to perform tasks typically associated with human intelligence, such as learning, reasoning, problem-solving, and perception. For decades, those were just dry academic concepts. But today, we can map those exact traits directly onto practical, everyday news synthesis. And this breaks down exactly what large language models are doing with news data right this second. Natural language processing that's deployed to read and summarize dense 5,000-word articles in milliseconds. Knowledge representation is used to extract and cleanly structure facts across multiple different sources. Reasoning is the absolutely critical part that allows the model to preserve a journalist's key claims without hallucinating fake quotes. And perception comes into play when the system takes multimodal inputs, like a publisher's visual logo, and seamlessly weaves it alongside the generated text. It is applied NLP at an unimaginable scale.
All right, part four, the impact on developers, the invisible shift.
For all the devs and engineers tuning in, your daily reality is flipping upside down.
The old paradigm relied entirely on link-based navigation. If you built an app, you measured your success using click-through rates. That was your proxy metric for engagement. But the new paradigm is AI-mediated consumption. The core metrics of the internet are shifting because what counts as a read or a view is fundamentally different when the user gets their entire answer without ever needing to click a link.
And because of this shift, how platforms actually pipe in their data is changing too. Google has established direct real-time data partnerships for Gemini with organizations like Estado, Entera, Yonhap, and the Associated Press. If you're a developer building an application that needs news freshness, the old game of waiting for a search engine crawler to index a page, yeah, that's over. Real-time, direct wire partnerships are now the heavy lifting, load-bearing layer of the entire AI ecosystem.
But hold on a second. We haven't even touched on one of the most fascinating curveballs of this whole pilot. What about audio?
Right alongside these text summaries, Google is actively experimenting with generated audio briefings for users who prefer to listen rather than read. If you're currently building voice interfaces, text-to-speech readers, or any kind of listen while you commute feature, you need to wake up and pay close attention here. You are suddenly competing with a multimodal audio capability that's being tested and baked in natively right at the platform level.
Let's wrap this up with Part 5, the new developer playbook, your actionable steps.
With the ground shifting this fast, here are your first 3 actionable steps. Step 1, you absolutely must figure out if your content partners are participating in this Google pilot. Their traffic patterns are going to diverge wildly from non-participants, making your historical benchmarks completely useless. Step 2, stop anchoring your app's engagement metrics to raw click-throughs. You have to find new ways to measure user value. And step 3, plan your architecture for multimodal output right now. With Google pushing native audio briefings, text-only apps are going to feel outdated really fast.
Moving to step 4, keep a very close eye on your data providers. Do they have formal arrangements with AI platforms? Because if they do, that's going to impact your data freshness guarantees and ultimately your licensing costs. Finally, step 5. If you're building your own AI summarization tools, you need to treat Google's standard for crystal clear source attribution as your absolute baseline. Any system you build that strips credit away from publishers is going to face a wall of commercial and legal friction moving forward.
I'm going to leave you with this one provocative thought to chew on. As we watch these new compensation structures roll out, you have to wonder, will direct AI platform payments to publishers eventually replace traditional API licensing models altogether? I mean, if platforms are just paying publishers directly for the right to synthesize their data, the entire economic model for third-party content access might get rewritten from scratch. It is an incredibly fascinating space right now, and understanding this shift gives you the blueprint for what's coming next. Keep building, keep learning, and I will see you in the next explainer.